So with that, I shall hand it over to Carletta. Where are you? There you are.
Woo. First and foremost, I definitely want to say we are in Scotland. Woohoo! Man, I'm telling you, Zoom is amazing. Amazing. With all the stuff going on in this world, I have to say that, for Narcotic Anonymous, it is a spiritual program, and God is not going to let anything happen to us. He is going to connect all of us, and he is doing it now. He's connecting all of us all over the country so that we can continue to lavish in the gift of recovery. This is like so amazing. If you're not happy today, you better get happy. Seriously, because there's a lot going on in this world. I know the topic is hold on, pain ends. I have to say, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. My story is not a glamorous story. I come from the hoods of New York City. My mother committed suicide. Hold on. My father put a dress on and walked away and went for a pack of cigarettes and never came back. He died of AIDS and the disease of addiction. Hold on. I had a sister, and I'm telling you this because let me tell you, recovery is amazing. I had two sisters that got beaten up by rats and they died. Hold on. My sister committed suicide. That's how I got here. Hold on. My second year of recovery, I had a brother dying in a crack house. Hold on. I had a nephew, 12 years old, and I'm going to mention his name. His name is Joshua because we couldn't stop using. He hung himself. Hold on. You talk about pain. Man, I know pain all too well. I think all my life was riddled in pain and low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Low self-worth, low self-loathing. Hold on. You gotta hold on. What else are we gonna do? I tried to commit suicide 3 times, but that wasn't in the plan of God. In the second step, it told me that I was out of my mind. Didn't even know what I was doing. Literature says we're not responsible for our disease once you know you have a disease. In the first step, it tells you you have a disease of addiction. Well, are you kidding me? Is that what I have? Out of all that I did in my disease or whatever, there were things that I am not. See, but I did the step work. I'm ashamed of some of the stuff that I did, but I made amends. I remember I was so riddled in my disease. Man, when my nephew, and I'm going to tell you the story because it is deemed to know. When my nephew, my nephew Josh, the one who killed himself, he used to go to church and me and my sister were so out of it. He used to go to church and say, Auntie Coco, because remember, I changed my name because I hated myself. So I changed my name to Coco. Carletta is no longer in the building. And my nephew, 12 years old, do you think that you're not hurting other people? Self-centeredness is the core of our disease. You don't think you're hurting anybody else, but you are. Mm-hmm. My nephew used to go to church every time, and me and my sister would smoke crack and drink and pass out. And he would touch us and say, I prayed for you, Auntie Coco. I prayed for you, Mom. And we took it like a grain of salt. But one day, I guess he couldn't understand all that was going on in his life, and we found him on the back of a bunk bed, hung. Hold on. No matter what dilemmas that you suffered during your use of addiction, hold on. I love that word because I held on. Even when I tried to commit suicide, I held on. I had faith in whatever because I already knew about God in the foster homes, and my mother killed herself. I already knew about God because in the home they instilled the God in me, but I thought that God hated me because I used and I couldn't stop in the things that I was doing to get drugs. I was a prostitute. And Atlantic Avenue. I mean, the disease will take you in such degradation. It'll take you places that you never thought you would be. I mean, before I used drugs, yes, I had a life. I had a good life. I was a supervisor in a big organization. But once I started using, but see, they say the disease of addiction started a long time ago, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to talk about what it did to me when I used. I wrote a letter to my job and they gave me a severance pay. Are you kidding me? To be a hoe? Wow. The disease of addiction is not a joke. But see, in the first step, it said, thank God we don't have a moral deficiency. My grandmother had 9 children, and guess what, y'all? All the children died before they hit 42 years old. Hold on. My grandmother outlived all of her children. So there is nobody above me. When I came to the rooms of Narcotic Anonymous, I was fully beaten. I went to institutions trying to get clean. I went to rehabs all over New York City. I went to mental institutions not knowing what was wrong with me. I remember I had a bright idea. I went and hustled and made some money and laid on the table. And I went to get therapy because maybe the psychiatrist could help me. Isn't that what the literature say? And I laid on the couch and he said, Miss Jones, what is your problem? And I didn't tell him I was smoking crack. I said, every time I drink, I end up on the hostro. He looked at me and he said, Miss Jones, what's the hostro? I said, what? I said, you can't help me. When I came to the rooms of Narcotic Anonymous, I told them my story that I used to hang on the hostro. You guys said, welcome, 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 welcome. This program is amazing. If you're here and you're new, please hold on. Hold on. We're not exempt from the problems of life. When I got clean in my second year, my brother died in a crack house. When I got clean on my second year, I ended up in a shelter because I made wrong decisions like the third step would talk about. I made a bad decision. I ended up homeless, broke, the 11th step, homeless, broke, but I went through it. No, first of all, I wanted to kill myself on the second year. I started walking and then the disease said, just kill yourself. This program don't work. Look at you. You don't have any money. You don't have a home to live in. And you're clean. What good is being clean when you lost everything? So I started walking and I walked on 135th Street and 7th Avenue and I wanted to jump in front of a bus. As I started walking towards the bus, a woman touched me. And she said, ma'am, are you okay? And all of a sudden, I knew that I could be restored back to sanity. So I sat on the steps or whatever on a building in the city, and I just started crying. I said, God, take my will in my life. Show me how to live. And at that time, I meant it because I knew that my thinking was sick. I'm killing the wrong person. After that, you have to stay in position. I started doing the will of God. I started talking about recovery in the shelter. I brought people in from the shelter because they saw how I was living. See, God has a plan for you. And if this is, don't turn off the set. This is not a religious program. But in the third step, it said, you better get somebody. Not yourself. Because remember, second step, you tried to kill yourself. You gonna listen to you? Literature says it's a disease of the thinking. My thinking is not my friend. My thinking wants to annihilate me, the wrong person. I started to do the things that were will of God, like the 11th step says. Live in God. I mean, you got to. Whenever you have situations, I don't call issues that happen in our world, I don't call them problems. Oh, I got a problem. No, honey, you ain't got no problem. You got situations because they will rectify themselves. You got a problem when you start using. Now you got a problem. So the situations that I come on a daily basis, I use the 11th step. I sit down. I mean, we already know what cocaine and crack do. I'm all over the place. So I had to learn how to sit down. I had to learn how to meditate. I had to learn to gather my thoughts, clear my mind, and ask God to intervene. A lot has happened while I was clean. But see, when you get clean, there is baggage that you carry. Just think about it. When you're clean, you're happy, you're this and that. But after a while, honey, listen, the baggage gonna weigh you down in your past. Mm-hmm. You're going to be thinking about your mama. You're going to be thinking about how I had my son almost shot for crack. Honey, you're going to think about how my sister got bitten by rats because I put the bottle in her mouth. You're going to be thinking about how my mother killed herself. What can I do? All that's going to come. Do you think you use because you just wanted to use? No. You use because there were feelings that you have not resolved that is eating your spirit alive. Cleansing of the spirit. How do you do that, Carletta? Tell somebody what happened to you. You tell somebody what happened to you on a daily basis. They said share. You gotta share. You can't hold all that in you. The baggage of my past weighed me down. And I said, now what am I gonna do? Second step, now what am I gonna do? I'm clean. The first year I was happy as I was boogaloo and everything. What? I was wearing $2 outfits from the dollar store. I was cute. Then the second step, it got real second year. I started doing step work. Sifting through the contradiction. No, it wasn't my fault that all those people had passed on. I didn't have to hold that burden no more. Man, I dropped out like a hotcake once I found out that I wasn't responsible in the fourth step. I found out that I have assets. Yes. They used to call me black, nappy-headed, and stupid all my life. So I tried to straighten my hair and put bleaching cream on my face, put blue contacts in my eyes because I didn't want to be me. But see, today when I did the step work, I love my nappy hair. I got a shirt that says I ain't happy unless I'm nappy. Yes, I'm black, but I'm not stupid. I'm in college now. I will be a nurse. Hold on. The pain ends. A 4.0 average. I'm smart. I'm not dumb. I love my skin color. I love the skin that I'm in. People lied to me all my life. They lied to me. You know, when you're poor and you live in the projects, people really defame you, and especially if your mother's on heroin. I had to fight a lot in my life, but now I fight for my recovery. It is switched over. I love a newcomer. Newcomers are my unbelievable. I love them because I was once new, confused and baffled and didn't understand. But in the program, do you wonder why you make meetings? I'll tell you why. When I came in the rooms of Narcotic Anonymous, I didn't look the way I did. I had 3 dreads. My hair was nappied all up and everything. I was 3 shades darker, and my teeth were all messed up because the cocaine had ate off the enamel off my teeth. Can you picture that? When I came in, I don't even know how I smelled, but probably wasn't like I wanted to be around. But a girl, when I told her that my sister was on the slab in the morgue, let's put it this way, it's not for those who need it. My sister knew the rooms of Narcotic Anonymous, but she couldn't admit that she was an addict. And she killed herself. When she killed herself, I knew about the rooms, and I came to look for you. I didn't know where you were, but I knew that I had to find you. I just knew it. And I walked around Brooklyn it was like hours, and then I saw you guys smoking cigarettes in front of a church, but I said, Christians don't smoke cigarettes in front of a church. It's got to be that. When I walked in, they said, let us know who you are so we can help you. I raised my hand very quietly, but you saw me. And I said, my sister is in the morgue. The only friend that I had in this whole world, because everybody else is dead. A lady came back in the back and she hugged me. Hug me? Are you kidding me? Who hugs people? In New York, we don't hug anybody. And when she hugged me, spirit knew spirit. Because when she hugged me, I just started crying. I just started crying for everybody. All the pain that I sustained, using and my family using and dying, and Josh hanging on the back of a bunk bed, and my sisters with holes in their necks because they were eaten by rats, and my father walking away and dying to the bar. I just started crying, and I cried for myself and all that I had put my children through, and what mess that I had made in my life. You know what? I just started crying. I didn't stop crying for 6 months. But you guys were there loving and caring, nurturing me back to myself, filling my spirit up, letting me know that, hold on, pain ends. You're going to be all right, sister. Man, the love I got in that room, I've never received in all of my life. I never received that love. I loved receiving that love, and I kept coming back. As the years went by and the days and the years went by, I started to give back, because they say you can't keep it unless you give it away. I started telling other people look at me, how beautiful this program is. I started telling them, listen, I found an answer. I found a way out, even if it's for a moment. And Lynch says the shackles of addiction are broken. You can fly now. You're not bound down by your disease anymore, because every day I get my medicine. What is the medicine, Carletta? It's a meeting. Are you kidding me? Is that it? 20 years I spent smoking crack, in and out, drinking, in and out. 20 years. A meeting. Telling somebody what's going on? You're kidding me? Kidding me? Is that the answer? That's the answer. I can do that. I can do that. It might be hard for some people, but the walls have got to be broken in your spirit. It's got to be broken. It says spiritually refreshed and glad to be alive. If you want what we do, you have to do what we do. Ego, easing God out. Pride, primary reason I die early. Are you going to let your pride hold you back from the gift of recovery? That's ridiculous. I broke down the walls, and I'm breaking down the walls each and every day. I have no pride. If I was on Atlantic Avenue with a blonde wig on and polka dotted daggone spandex and red go-go boots, do you think I'm going to come in here and say, I ain't telling y'all nothing? Not me. Are you kidding me? I'm blabbering all out. I puke in here. Listen, my toe hurts. Oh, God, I don't know. Because you never know what's going to back you up in the corner where you're not going to come out clean. So you better tell it all. We are the chosen. We are the chosen. Countless of addicts did not make this journey. Countless of addicts will never hear this life-saving message. Countless of addicts will hear this message and still die. You are the chosen. It's a gift that God is forever there. He's always here. He was even here when you didn't know he was here. He was watching out for you. Don't you remember instances where you barely made it? I do. I remember a lot of instances where I could have got killed. I had gun put to my head. I was raped in the streets while using. And they had a gun to my head, but then something said, pray. And I started praying, and he threw me out the truck butt naked. And he told me, didn't your mother ever tell you not to get in the car with strangers? And sick me, because I was sick. I ran down the street and I said, damn, I need a hit. Ooh. Sick. Sick. Sick and don't even know that we're sick. That's That's how shrewd, cunning, and baffling and insidious the disease is. It will think you're having fun. You know, I used to go around the block or whatever, and they used to say, girl, you look bad. And I'd be rationalized, justifying the most outrageous. Girl, I look good. What you mean I look bad? I look good. Swear to God, I look good. 2 pounds soaking wet with 2 dreads, 3 dreads in my hair, and teeth missing. And I'm screaming, I look good. The G said, girl, you look good. Don't tell them you look bad. House gone, job gone, kids gone, everything leaving me. I'll get it back tomorrow. Get it back tomorrow. Give me a hit. I'll get it back tomorrow. Give me a hit. Get it back tomorrow. 20 years passed, and I'm still singing that damn song. Give me a hit. I'll get it back tomorrow. I got tired. I have 12 years, 10 months, and 17 days clean. Never turn back. I already know what hell looks like. They used to say when the gates of hell opened up and I ran like a bat out of hell. I already know what it can do. I'm not confused. I already know if you pick up, you go back to where you started from. And God help me if I go back to where I left off. God help me. I will not make it. I've already had a premonition. I won't make it back. Because when I use, I get depressed and I try to kill myself. I'm afraid of the disease of addiction. It's a healthy fear. Because fear is a motivator. When I get scared, I come to a meeting and I tell you, I have a healthy fear. The disease of addiction is not a joke. In recovery and relapse, it says it's a power greater than us, a destructive power greater than us. But then the verse that says we got a power greater than the disease. I got that armor on today. I'm going to keep that armor on as long as I know. They say when you know what's right, you don't go back. If you know the way, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's hard to go back when you know the way. And if you use knowing the literature, knowing that there is a way out, you can never use successfully again. You kidding me? Yep. Once you know, you can't go back. I do love each and every one of you. It's a miracle that we are clean today. And it's a terrible thing when you can't recognize a miracle. You couldn't stop. You can't say, and on your own, you couldn't stop. Do you remember? You used to put money in your pocket in the drawer on the shelf, and then where's that money? Oh, where's that money at? Tearing up the house looking for that little change you don't put aside. Couldn't stop. So it is a miracle. It is a miracle. The rooms and the program of Narcotic Anonymous is amazing. Today, you're going to have a good day, daily reprieve. Nothing's worth getting all twisted up in the mind. Stand back, use the principles of the program, the spiritual principles, gather your thoughts, and start your day again. Service is the price we pay for our rent on earth. I did my service today. I'm gonna live. I know, right? This is good. I love it. All right, guys. I'm not gonna hold you hostage. Scotland, you're amazing. Thank you for allowing me to share. And my name is Carletta from New York City. And guess what? I'm staying clean today. I'm scared. I'm telling you, I'm scared. I made a meeting. I'm going to work, and I'm gonna make another meeting when I get scared again, because this is what we do. Defense. I love you. God bless you, and take it easy. Remember, daily reprieve, guys. Take it easy. Bye.